So I started out with, as a kid, drawing paper and pencil.
I had never painted before.
I've been painting relatively from when I was like 4 or 5.
I didn't grow up as an artist.
I've been an artist all my life.
All my life I have been very interested in art.
Draw horses and wild animals.
When I was a little girl, probably about 5, I was handed a box of crayons.
In high school, did painting with acrylics.
So you start with the coloring books, and then you want to get out of the lines.
Joined a painting class when I was 60.
I grew up as a scientist.
I've been drawing since I was before preschool.
So I got into my first oil painting, believe it or not, was when I was 10 years old.
Currently, I'm using acrylics, and my specialty is digital art now.
One thing to know about my art is I am a landscape artist.
One of the things that I've done in retirement is get involved in art.
I only paint trees.
I've always drawn animals starting out, and I've always just expressed myself in different mediums.
I only painted dead trees.
So she's wearing like a denim jacket. She's got her jewelry. She's still got her braids in her hair.
I went digital for a while.
It could be any style, right? Not just powwow style.
I started out in sculpture.
Go back to more traditional roots like charcoal and gouache painting.
This is 2 guys that typically work in the groves.
I just randomly seen a woman and her 2 horses, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. It looks just like a Western, so I started taking photos.
I did this piece because we never really sculpt or memorialize the guys that just work in the grove.
I was inspired by is Lakeisha Marie, and she is a champion powwow dancer, and she's also a digital artist herself.
I really like having the sky the way it was, just blank, no clouds, because it gave a nice general negative space.
I also wanted to capture the contemporary clothing because a lot of times people think of us in like leathers and feathers and kind of antiquity monolith. And I want my art to showcase that we're still here. We're like living every day, doing everyday things.
Recently, I have gone into watercolors. 4 seasons of a tree on a plain in California.
My second portrait is of our son and our cat. And this is a book that I used this painting for the cover of. It's an American cat with a Persian family.
And these are called trees on a plain because since I do not have time to paint anymore, I only paint when I'm sitting on a plain.
When you paint, you can change the background. There's a couple of things in that painting, a little orange tree that we had in our yard, and the hollyhock bushes that my mother used to plant when we were children.
I take fabric, batiks, I cut out small pieces of all different colors and textures of fabric, and I fuse them on a muslin piece. People see it, they think it's an oil painting or watercolor. They cannot believe that this is little bits of fabric.
I borrow from the Impressionists and also the Renaissance, and I use a combination of techniques. Sometimes I use glazing, and sometimes I do direct painting process, and the brush work like Van Gogh would use combined with maybe some way of painting like Degas.
This is done in pure watercolor, but the paper that it's done on is rather unique, and it causes the paint to sit on the surface. The paper is called Yubbo.
To get the feel, the smells, the temperature, just the feeling of a particular location, to then be translated as you're painting to get a real feel for what the scene represents.
I did some line work to bring out things in more detail because it's pretty hard to do that with this kind of paper.
The painting itself is a process. It's so much more than just putting the paint on the canvas.
Do I want them to mix? Do I want to keep them separate? What's going to happen if they mix?
There's something so sensual about how oils blend.
So a lot of it is, you can't plan it. You just got to do what they call what if. And I'm always what ifing.
If you look at my paintings, you can see all the colors underneath. I start with really wild colors for some reason. I don't even know why.
When we're creating art, it's our love, it's our passion, it's our joy. You're seeing through our lens of what the story we're trying to tell. And we love it. That's what we're here for.